Hello everyone. So today I have another watercolor illustration. If you haven't noticed, watercolors are like my main medium that I use. So today I'm actually not using Copic markers or any other type of marker to do the skin color. I decided that I wanted to go with more of like a paler color than my actual marker. So I just mixed the color up myself. And what I actually used was I used some purple, some orange, some red, and some yellow, and some black. But the purple came in as for when I was doing the shadows later on. But this first layer is just the red, brown, and black and yellow. So here I'm just trying to get an even layer because when I put like more down on like the back area, it was a darker color and I didn't like that. So yeah. And then for the blush area, well, this first layer of blush, I mostly use like an orange tint mixed with like some red together, but more on the orange side. And then this second layer here is more red added to that color. And then this is the second layer that I was talking about. So here I'm actually deepening the blush because in real life I can actually see like the levels of the blush, but on camera it seems like the original layer I had just disappeared. So I had to like deepen it. So I added more red and continuously. And you see on the right side there, it's like a deeper, like harsher red. So I just had to go back in on the left side later on to so then once I started adding the blush, I had to keep adding layers on layers. And you see it just jumped straight to me adding layers on the lips because I actually wasn't recording then. I'm actually trying to work on my videos being shorter, trying to like reach for 10 minutes or at least like 12 minutes or less. So that's my goal. So I added shading on the mouth first. I added like a dark, like reddish color on the top lip, and I used some red, a little bit of purple, not that much, and mostly black for the top layer. And then I used some on like the bottom part of the bottom lip, and then in the middle part, I just excuse me, I just used straight red pigment. And then for the ear, I used the same color that I was using for the blush areas on the face. And then here I'm actually doing shading for the first time in a while with like a bluish and purple tone. So first I'm taking a watered down version of I think ultramarine blue. So I actually watered it down and I'm using it as a way to shade like everything in the rest of the body because I realized it was like looking more like a zombie at the bottom part, like where the back is. As you see here, it's like zombie-ish. It don't look like flesh. So I decided to add a little bit of shading. And you would think adding blue and like purple values would make the actual like picture seem more dead looking, like the skin, like an unreal person. But it actually worked out in the end. But on camera, it looks like a zombie, but in real life, it's better. Trust me. So there, I added a few layers on the neck because I tried to show like some shading, tried to show some shading there, but it didn't really work out. So here, I'm starting the coloring on the hair. And excuse me, I did not realize it was out of frame, but I'm actually just adding like a pink tone, really light pink, like watered down all the way. And what I did was, of course, I just took red and a little bit of purple because it was like a dusty pink. And I just watered that down. And you can barely see it on camera. I tried to bring it up and show it to the camera, but you can barely see it on camera. So that's what the first layer is on all of the hair. And then I decided to actually add more shading on the hair, because my original plan was to go from like a dusty pink at like the roots, and then have it like working down to like a silver light color, and then from that turn to like a dusty purple like lavender color. But that didn't work out. And since I use purple sketch pencil to do my sketching, so I just decided to do the whole entire head in purple. So here I'm taking just like straight purple pigment, because once I watered down the purple, it was like too light. It wouldn't show as much. So I took straight purple pigment, as you see there, and I just used light strokes going upwards to blend it out. And right there, that was the darkest area, because it's like area that's shading behind the head. And I use a darker color there, just on like the curved part of like her part of the hair that's going over her shoulder, because I just wanted it to have the illusion of it going over her shoulder, other than just like a strand just hanging there. You have to show definition, and you know, don't want it to seem like a two-dimensional object. I actually wanted to show some shading and kind of some realism in it. So you really can't see the other side again. I apologize, it was out of frame. But I'm just adding more shading, as you see here. And in certain areas, I actually decided to take some water and just like kind of like scratch some of the pigment out of the hair and turn it into like light areas. And you'll see that soon. Like here, that's what I'm doing. I'm actually just like taking water and like taking away some of the color and just making it like a light area. And I'm doing the same here. But this side was more difficult because I actually accidentally blended those two strands together that I just did there. And it was supposed to be a separate, like a separate strand, like on the left. But it didn't look like that. So I had to take more pigment on that part and deepen it. But here, this is when I'm taking my just water and my brush and going against the grain of the paper to take away some of the pigment. So at the top of the head here, I just decided to go with like a light purple color. I didn't want it to be as dark as the rest of the hair is. So I wanted it to seem as like a smooth transition, from a light rootage to a dark like amber end of the hair. And then I accidentally colored in the earring there also. So later on I just decided to make it a darker color than the purple. And here I'm just taking out bigger sections of white to like differentiate certain sections of the hair, where it won't seem like one big clump, but actually seem like different parts of the hair like breaking, you know. Add that realism. So now I'm adding another layer on top of the lips. And this layer is again just a watered down, like before, like maroon color that I had for the top lip. So I had that watered down version. And then the bottom lip is just like a watered down red again. And I'm trying to like add like more realism, where it's like you have red at the bottom of the lip, and then um more red pigment in like the middle of the lips part. So that's what I tried to do. And then here I'm just adding more red and shading to the nose. And then I decided to take that same color that I used for the nose and put it on the top lip. And then for the eyes that I quickly did there, I actually just used like a watered down black color. I took just straight black and then I just added a lot of water to it, but not too much where it took away most of the pigment. I just wanted it where it was like a dark grayish color. So that's what I used for the eyes there. And then here, I'm not actually inking. What I like to do now is I just take like a black color pencil or a dark brown color pencil because dark brown is less harsh. So right now I'm using dark brown and I'm just taking out certain areas that I think deserve some shading or just like some separation from other parts of the piece. Like the ear here, like it kind of disappeared with the coloring and outlining. So I'm just adding some deepness and darkness to it to differentiate it from the other parts of the hair. And now I'm showing the different section of the hair that I actually created with the lightning that I did earlier. Oh, also, there, I actually used the same color that I used for the eyes, but just a little bit more black. And I used that for the earrings. And I just decided to do like a diamond shape at the part of the ear and then just have it like a dangling down. And I think it looked pretty cool. But I think this would have looked alright, like better if I had like elf ears. I feel like this is like a more of a elf person or something. I don't know. So only did like certain parts to the hair, added some darkness to the hair, but not that much. And this is the end of the video. This was just like a quick watercolor sketch. But I hope you enjoy. Make sure you subscribe and hit the like button. Bye.